Hi, this is Yvonne Halling here from Les Molyneux, your home from home in the heart of Champagne. And I'm here today with my friend Steve Charters, Master of Wine, and he's going to be telling us a little bit what's going to be happening on our very exclusive weekend in Champagne this November. Steve, why don't we start with just you telling us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing here in Champagne, how you came to be the chair of Champagne, in fact, at Reims Management School.
Yes, thanks Yvonne. Obviously I'm English, you can tell that from my accent, but I lived in Australia for 12 years. That's where I studied to become a Master of Wine. But then the job at Reims Management School was advertised, Professor of Champagne Management. It was a wine I knew quite a lot about, and I thought, well, let's give it a go. So I applied 5.5 years ago, and here I am now.
Fantastic, that sounds brilliant. What a journey.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So Steve, Steve's going to be joining us on Friday evening for our very special exclusive champagne tasting for our guests. And Steve, what can we expect? What's going to be happening?
I think there need to be two things really. The first is that we need to give people some really good quality, interesting champagne to look at and to taste. And I think the second thing is that you need to have some different champagne, some things that you wouldn't normally expect to find. So there will be one or two fairly well-known brands, including some prestige cuvées, but then along with those we're also going to select some small producer champagnes so that you can investigate some of the interesting, rather different wines that are made in the villages around here that you'll never have heard of before, but which will allow you another insight into the world of Champagne and into the kind of wines that we produce here.
That sounds fantastic. And then Steve, you'll be joining us for dinner on Friday night as well, so you'll also have the opportunity to pick Steve's brains and find out everything that you wanted to know about Champagne.
Yes, the idea is that we will start with a tasting for maybe an hour and an introduction to Champagne. We'll talk a little bit about the region and the way it's organised and who makes the wine here, and we'll taste perhaps 6 wines in the tasting. Then we'll stay on, I'll be there for the dinner, and we'll have some more champagnes as well at the dinner. Obviously you can't come to Champagne, have a dinner and not have the wine itself. We'll have some champagne over dinner, and we'll talk about those champagnes as well.
Sounds fantastic, Steve. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
See you soon.